Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you're watching my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC on Fox 19, Evans versus Teixeira. Go over the main card, my thoughts, and wow, this was quite an amazing main card, and I was 100% accurate on who won on the main card. Good fights all together, and yeah, so I'll do a quick rundown. This will be a quick episode. Yeah, so in the main event, we had light heavyweight clash with Glover Teixeira and Rashad Evans, and I was 100% spot on this fight on how the fight would play out as well. Glover Teixeira and Rashad were trading shots a little bit, and Rashad, just couldn't get any groundwork in, and then Teixeira used boxing and landed some heavy shots and knocked out Rashad Evans fairly quick in the first round. It was a minute and 48 seconds into the first round. The fight was over. Glover Teixeira won. KO punches. Good win for Glover. And I say you either give him a title shot at this point, or you give him Anthony Johnson in a #1 contender fight. And that will be a good slugfest of a fight with, I think, a knockout on either end. Then in the co-main event, we had a women's strawweight bout with top-ranked Rose Namajunas and Torres. And yeah, this one, it went decision unanimous, 29-28. Yeah, across the board for Rose Namajunas. Yeah, Torres, I could see how she won one round here. This was primarily a stand-up. Good exchanges on both parts, both ends. And yeah, Rose Namajunas, I thought she was going to get... now, I was wrong on how this fight ended, because I had Rose Namajunas winning by submission. I thought eventually she'll get the takedown and work in a submission, but she wasn't able to get a submission. I thought she was going to get like a rear naked choke. Didn't happen, but she was patient in her striking, and she used good footwork, and then she was good at countering too. So good job, Rose Namajunas. And yeah, I say, one more fight, she wins and she gets a title shot. She's right up there in the rankings, and she could even be a late replacement for challenger. If Claudia gets injured, she could take her spot and then fight Joanna for the title. If it comes down to it, that's an option that the UFC could consider. Then in a catchweight bout at 160, we had Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Daryl Horcher. And yeah, Daryl Horcher, he's a late replacement in this fight. Yeah, Khabib was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson, and that was supposed to be the main event for this, but Daryl Horcher is a late replacement because Khabib just wanted to get some time in the cage and get back to fighting, and he did just that. His wrestling looked good. Daryl Horcher's wrestling defense didn't look bad at all, especially against a top 5 ranked lightweight in your first UFC fight. Yeah, it was TKO punches, round 2 victory for Khabib. Khabib did a good job in transitioning with the wrestling. Anytime Daryl was getting out of things, Khabib would transition and take his back, and then was able to pound him out into victory. TKO punches, round 2. So good job, Khabib. And then to kick off the main card in the featherweight clash, we had Cub Swanson versus Hakron Diaz. This one went. This was another one where I believe I got perfect score on in terms of not only who won, but how they won. This was unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. Yeah, Cub used his superior striking, kept the fight standing, and was patient. And the first round, a lot of people, including myself, had Hakron winning. The second, third round had Cub winning. I think he found his range. And also Greg Jackson gave him some good advice on picking his shots a little bit more, and it played out. Yeah, Cub was ranked number 6, I believe, in some of the rankings, depending on which rankings you look at, before this fight, and he definitely holds on to that number 6, maybe even goes up to number 5 in the rankings. So he's definitely up there, and possibly a fight or two away from a title shot, depending on the landscape of the division, how everything pans out. So yeah, overall great card, and I was 100% accurate on who won on the main card. and I believe I was 7-4 altogether with all the fights on this card. Michael Chiesa looked great. He had a submission rear naked choke in the second round on the prelims, and then yeah, just John Dodson. Oh, he looked great at bantamweight against Manny Gambirian. Yeah, Manny Gambirian, experienced veteran, great at judo, and John Dodson, heavy hitter, and he was able to knock him out 37 seconds into the first round on the Fight Pass prelims. So there you have it. There's a post-fight show for UFC on Fox 19. Stay tuned for my next episode, which is going to be about UFC 197, Jones versus OSP. And until then, see ya.